All right, man. Welcome to the 290 Moe Podcast. If you could, tell the people who we got in the building, man.
One and only Big Bounce, Southwest song. She don't know the song, she can't twerk to it.
Put the mic down a little bit for me, Big Bounce. Just a little bit.
Yep.
Down.
Damn. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, man. So what's going on, man? Tell her. Well, matter of fact, we're gonna start from the beginning, man. If you could, just tell the people where you from, man.
Chicago, Illinois, Austin neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah, down west, baby, all my life, man.
Okay. And how was it growing up in Chicago, man? You know, the media portrays a lot of ways, even though that shit is reality, the gangs, the violence. How was your experience growing up in Chicago?
It was actually great, bro. It had a structure, like, you know what I mean? You went to the park, you went to candy stores, everybody was neighborhood friendly. You know what I mean? You was just able to be a kid. It was times to be a kid. Going either at home, at school, and just outside. It was a unity. It was riding bikes together, going to the candy store, going to fucking to the park. You know what I mean? However you settled your differences, it was structure to it. Even gangbanging had a structure, bro. They kept me away from a lot of shit as a kid. They allowed me to be a kid when I was young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was good, bro.
All right. So still walking through your childhood, man. What was and we kind of met, you know what I'm saying, and created a bond on the field. So talk to me a little bit about your favorite experiences as a kid growing up in Chicago.
Of course, it was always basketball growing up. My pops used to watch Michael Jordan and shit all the time, so we had to go to the court, practice pump fakes and fadeaways and shit, but I grew a love for football growing up. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got big for it. Coach Ernest, he sized me up. He signed me up for it. I was trying to quit, though, because I was just like bear crawling and running around in the sun all day, bro. No. I went to the practice, man, to try to make up a reason to quit and shit. He wouldn't let me. That was the best thing he could ever did, though, bro. But yeah, sports came in though, man, for real. Like my life had to engage in sports somehow, some way. After a while, I went from the Husky kid to, you know what I'm saying, sports gave me a purpose. So
okay. So we growing up, man. We walking through. You get the love of sports, man. When does the music start to play a role, and when does it start to actually make an imprint on your life to the point that you actually start putting work behind it?
Actually, at the age of 10. I was listening to these underground
Michael
tapes
Jackson?
from Chicago artists. Oh yeah, you know Mike off rip, Thriller and all that, standing in front of the mirror. And when it came on, joining as a group as a team, I grew up with brothers and shit. So we got up, you sing this part, and you know what I'm saying, just doing it like that. But really at the age of 10, though, listening to underground groups. My Uncle Wayne, he was a big promoter in the city. So you know when they used to color the whole truck, whoever had an album single out back in the day, that was him.
Yeah.
He got up with Jay-Z, Chingy, Busta Rhymes when everybody was hot back in the day. He had the single, you know the CD where he used to say acapella, single, and then it's the instrumental.
Right.
He had a lot of them, bro. So I'll take a lot of them, listen to it, listen to the beat, think of shit to write. I used to listen to this underground tape. I'll write the words they was saying, and then I turn them into my own words. Bro, I used to be coming up with album covers and shit, all type of shit, bro. So it really started at 10. And then my Uncle Tony just being in the house with me and playing Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation for me back in 04 and just all them early days, bro, before I could really appreciate what it is. I used to watch their reactions to know, like, oh, okay, yeah, no,
right. Who was hot? Okay. So now that we touching into that area, man, we already mentioned, you mentioned Mike. And we kind of touched on Michael Jackson. If you could, at that time, you know what I'm saying, sports was playing a role in your life and the music. Who was your idols as far as the sports go and the music go? So at the end of the day, who was you looking up to? Who was you idolizing as far as the music and the sports go?
Absolutely. For sports, it was Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. It's like 1A, 1B. You know, like Kobe Bryant is to me what Mike was to my pop's generation, and
right?
So forth.
And that's the same way I explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I catch the tail. I caught the last two championships.
That's it. Yeah. At 1998,
watch basketball and being able to understand what's going on.
Exactly. I'm 6 years old, so I'm not old enough to process it the way. But when we was in high school, it was Kobe.
So Kobe
bro.
was my mic on. Sure, I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah, and then just music. Jay-Z, of course. I think I caught on to him, the Big Pimp, and going forward from that. And then as I got old, I caught on to the Reasonable Doubts and Blueprints and how he's putting it together back in the day and his independent run. And Jay-Z and Drake been my two favorites for a long time. Of course, Young Jeezy growing up. J. Cole, Wale, Talib Kweli and Mos Def, the Black Star album, what they had going on, bro. Just, whatever I can absorb. You know, when you catch certain lyrics when you was a kid, you catch certain music and vibes, and then you grew up. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it connected with me in a good way. So, Jay-Z and Drake kind of been that 1A, 1B for me too on music.
Okay. And now I ask you, like, what, you know what I'm saying, what made you take that step, you know what I'm saying, to make music, to actually make music an imprint on your life, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I know a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, mess around with the music, but what actually made you take the step to pay for studio time, pay for cover art, pay for photo shoots, you know what I'm saying? What was it? Was it somebody telling you, like, man, you talented, you know what I'm saying? Was it you only freestyling when you smoke, you know what I'm saying? What made you like, hey man, I need to brand this, I need to market this? What was that? Do you remember that instance?
Yeah, it was really just high school in them times of, it went from putting verses together to actually putting two verses. Oh, okay, fit a hook in between this verse, a hook right here. Now we got a whole song. So it went from just freestyling other people's beats. I would make voice memos. I have the first iPhone in the speaker, or whatever phone in the speaker, and record like that. And when it started making sense, like, yeah, I think, shout out my boy 4Buddy. He was the first one to put me in the studio. It was an accident. It was a blessing in disguise that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful accident, basically. He called me.
That sound like the name of a track, man.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, man.
Yeah, that shit.
You gotta have to feature me on that, Joe. Don't just make that, man.
We finna run, man.
Yeah,
But
for real,
though, man. It was just, you know, perfect timing, though. He called me and was like, he's like, no, shout out Larry. Larry was like, man, my homie can rap. Take him.
Yeah.
And then it went from there. Like, I never knew how my voice sounded, like, in the studio.
Do you remember what studio it was? Was it a home studio? You remember what song you made? Was it a feature? Did you leave the studio motivated, like, man, I gotta do this so I can get back? Or did you leave still, you know what I'm saying, not sure what you wanted to do with the music?
I love not sure because it wasn't the speed they wanted it at. I was doing the hook, so it wasn't the speed they wanted the hook at, and it just didn't sound right. Then that's when I realized, oh, it's a difference between, you know, just rapping it in my head all the time, and then you get in there and then you got to hear yourself. Or you got both headphones in, you don't know how loud you are, how low you are. That's why my last few years recording is one headphone in, one headphone out, so I can hear myself. But I didn't leave confident that day. But he mixed and mastered it, and I felt a little bit better about it. Then from there, it was like, man, write some more songs. Then get back in there. You got to get right back in there. However you felt the first time happened, my voice is going to get better. You know, I think the best thing my uncle told me was like, man, like, your voice too dry. Best thing he could ever told me, bro, because it helped just my sound. It helped improve my sound. You know, so, yeah, it was just really that time. And by the time I did this show in 2015 in Bellwood, this dude called me at Walgreens, did a little flyer for me. We performed that, get a little encore. And I looked at my sister, me and my sister, we was performing this song called Second Chance. Give love, give life a second chance. This, that, and the third. They encored it. And I was just like, oh, okay, this could be something serious, because I'm in the middle of my football journey, but that let me know after that, like, nah, this could be one. So I finally got a standing ovation. Then I had them shows to where they just stood there, and they just looking at you and shit, and you just like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like feeling this. It's some of the coldest shit in the world, but you needed that, though. I needed that experience and shit, man. It helped the music that I molded into today.
Okay.
But, yeah, I would say 2015 is when it got serious. 2013 is my first time in and that 10, you know, the pen ain't stopped since.
Okay. Now, I sense you do it for the passion, but I still want to ask you this question anyway. When you make music, when you creating, is it for monetary success, or is it just for the passion? When you go into to make a song, when you sit down with your pen, when you sit down with your blunt, however you create, is it to, I need this to be a hit so I can make some money, or is all this passion project, and then whatever it do?
I mean, it's passion, because if I ain't gaining nothing out of it from a passion standpoint, I low-key can't write it. Whether somebody telling you, like, man, we need to make a song like this, make a song like that. If it don't come out, that means I ain't passionate about what it is about, whether the song title, the beat, or the timing of it. Just, yeah, it got to be about passion. A lot of the songs on this album coming up, 17 Summers, is just passion. I put passion in every last one of them. It all drew from a personal place for me. So, yeah, it got to be about passion. Then when you get into the business part, the ads and marketing, and then promoting, finding your fans, and then knowing how to market it, so it do turn into monetary. Because, of course, like, you think about all the money you spent in it, like $200 for studio time, and then anywhere from $300 to $1,000 for videos. Yeah, you want to make back what you put into it. So it turned into the monetary once I got to log in and type in information and figure out who to get the target audience to and all that.
Right.
Yeah, like when Spotify show you who your fans is, yeah, it do turn into that. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a passion. Whether it's one person listening or 1,000.
Okay. So just talking about the album a little bit more. Talk to me about the title, 17 Summers. What's the meaning behind that?
It's dedicated to a friend of mine. Lost his life early. RP, Demond Avant, okay, Lil Tune. He lost his life at 17. So my boy Remy kind of came up with the title of 17. And I looked at it as 17 Summers, because he only got to see 17 summers of his life. So within those 17 years, you know, I built it into like, you know, just the energy and stuff we fed into, the growth of it, you know what I mean? Just like, yeah, just energy that build in the summertime, bro, you know? Yeah, that's how I put that together.
Okay, so with the title basically being a memorial, and that's the thing I explain to a lot when I get interviewed myself. When people ask me what's behind the name, a lot of things I do, I let them know we memorialize our fallen soldiers, our people, our loved ones. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And the things we do. You know what I'm saying? So they live on forever. So with that being said, how else do you memorialize, or how else do you represent or show love to your fallen homie throughout the album? Is it any other songs dedicated to him? Is the entire project dedicated to him? Is it any storytelling going on?
Yeah, it's skits in it. I tried to give my album that classic vibe, you know, those albums that had skits in between and just songs with a storyline. I give you nostalgia Chicago, and then I just give you like what current Chicago is. You know what I'm saying? And this is my second project dedicated to him. The first was like a mixtape, me telling you like his upbringing was this, jumped up to push this, but I'm letting you know in this album, like, okay, Big Brother didn't grew up. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't grew up to this now. Based on, you know, what happened to him, like, I don't let that go in vain. You know, I check on his family. You know, I do everything I can. You know what I mean? And then the music it's gonna show growth all the time. It's gonna let you know, like, all right, this was Chicago, it was the summer, got into this, got into that, but we grow from it.